What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 12 of For the Love of the Game, the series where I experiment with the all-amateur side Queen's Park from the bottom of the Scottish Football League and try to get them promoted all the way up to the First Division. And oh, happy days it is as, ladies and gentlemen, Queen's Park have won Scottish Football League 2. And by a pretty decent margin, might I add. We won on 68 points through 36 matches, 9 points ahead of Clyde. And as you can take a look at how this table lays out, neither Clyde, Airdrie, or East Stirlingshire won the promotion to the League One as well. That means that everyone who's in League One is staying put. However, down here, Stenhousemuir getting relegated down to, I don't even know where they'd be relegated to. They'd be either going to the Highland or the Lowland League. So let's take a look at the relegation playoffs. They lost to Turf United on penalties. That's heartbreaking. Turf United playing the Lowland League. I don't know if Stenhousemuir would go to them or if they'd go to the Highland League and then someone from the Highland League would move to Lowlands. But that's very, very interesting. At Turf United, 4-3 on penalties. So Stenhousemuir, who are only in League One just a couple short years ago, have now dropped all the way out of the Scottish Football League. And this is the first time that anyone has been relegated from the Scottish Football League to the Highlands or the Lowlands. I mean, yeah, you've had teams like Gretna in the past who just go into administration and they'd have to be reformed in the Highlands and Lowlands. But this is the first time that a team is out of the Football League due to relegation. So very interesting there. Now let's take a look at some of the other leagues. In League One, Livingston are the champions there. Stranraer get relegated down to League Two. No one from League One gets promoted through the playoffs, so everyone in the championship stays as is. Looking towards the championship, let's take a look at the league table. So Falkirk have won the Scottish Championship this year, Motherwell advancing through the promotion playoff, and Queen of the South being relegated down into Scottish League One. So we're going to be facing off against them next year. And taking a look at the Scottish Premiership. Ooh, Hearts. Hearts actually overtaking Celtic on the last day. Hearts are your Scottish Premiership champions for 2016-2017. That's really, really surprising. When was the last time Hearts won it? I don't even remember. As it was Rangers and Celtic for the longest time. Yeah, there's Aberdeen, there's Dundee United, Kilmarnock. The last time Hearts won the Scottish Premiership, the top flight, 1960. So them to finally break through and defeat Celtic, that's pretty amazing. And look at Rangers. Rangers sitting all the way down in 9th place on 44 points. That's rather interesting. But, okay, taking a look at the Scottish League One for next year, we did say Queen of the South is coming down while Livingston's going up. Stranraer is going down, so it would be Stirling, Alloa, Forfar, East Fife, Berwick, Brechin, Ayr, and Peterhead. We've already faced three of these teams in Alloa, East Fife, and Berwick. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do against them in the league above us. Of course, our mission now is to stay in this league, otherwise the series is over. So let's take a look at the schedule on how we finished. There were 11 matches to play to end this season since our last live come of Annan and Arbroath. And it was pretty rocky in the middle, but we finished out super strong. We had, I want to say, 6 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. Yeah, we finished out with 20 points in these last 11 matches. So very, very strong finish to keep our first place title. The next match we followed from that Arbroath match was a 3-0 victory to Montrose. McKinnon, Garden, and Collins all with goals in a pretty straightforward match. More shots on target, more possession, up and down the pitch. Completely dominated Montrose in every aspect. Then following that, it was another dominating performance away at East Stirlingshire as we took them out 5-1. Jordan Garden getting a hat-trick on the day. Josh Watt and Andy McKinnon picking up goals as well. 19 shots to their 16, 11 on target. Even possession, but this was just a complete... I'm trying to find the words for it, but it was just complete and utter domination on our part. But that form wouldn't last, as we then hit a little 2-game skid, as Elgin City, where we went to Elgin City and lost 3-1. Graham Forsyth is our only goal scorer. We didn't play that badly on the day. We just took fewer shots. More of them were on target, but the keeper was just having a solid day and prevented almost everything that went his way. Following that up was another loss. It was a very heartbreaking loss as we fell to Airdrie 3-2 away from home. Mark McBride picking up a couple goals, one on penalty and one at the very end of the match after a valiant retaliation and a trying to rally, but unfortunately came up short. 13 shots, 5 of them on target. Not much to say, as Airdrie, even though they had even possession, definitely had more chances in front of net, and that's how you are supposed to do it if you want to win matches consistently. Trying to get out of this 2-game skid, unfortunately we did not pick up a win, and I believe that is the wrong match that I just clicked on. Yeah, that is the wrong match I clicked on. It was actually 3-2 loss to Albion Rovers. However, it popped up Airdrie. That's got to be a little glitch on FM's part. But we actually drew to Airdrie 1-1. Gary Kenneth picking up the goal. The center back, the very tall center back at 6'4", getting ahead to the ball off of a corner kick and knotting it down. Airdrie picking up a goal just on the other side of the hour mark in a very hotly contested battle. We didn't have as much possession as I'd like, but everything that we shot, 2/3 of what we shot, was pounded on net. Their keeper was having an astounding day to prevent 9 of those shots from going in nets. Definitely could have won, definitely could have gotten all 3 points, but at least taking something out of it. We were still in first place, and still in first place by a nice margin, so I wasn't too miffed about that. We then followed that up with our first win in 4 matches, 2-0 to Stenhousemuir at home. Andy McKinnon and Andy McLean in what I consider a very lucky match to a last place Stenhousemuir. 4 shots, 4 on target, 2 of them going in the net, and those are the only 2 goals on the day, as Stenhousemuir with 20 shots completely bombarding our side. Most of the match was played in our half, so I was very lucky to come away with a victory here. Of course, we can't keep solid form for very long, as we lost 1-0 to our bitter rivals of Clyde. A 6th-minute goal was all that mattered in this match, as Clyde outshot us by nearly double. Plenty more shots on target. They just took it to us from the off. They really wanted to get back at us from early in the season, and they really just would not relent in their attack. But then that was our final loss of the season, as we finished our last 4 matches on 10 points. A 3-0 victory at home against the Anon with Jack Downey, Graham Forsyth, and an own goal from one of the Anon defenders. Pretty evenly contested match throughout. We did have a little bit of an edge in the shots, but picking up 3 goals from a match that could have gone either way is always good, and getting 3 points, always good. We then followed that up with a 4-2 victory away to Montrose. Once again, Downey and McKinnon getting goals. Once again, another own goal by the Montrose defender, by the opponent's defensive back. And then that was capped off by a Graham Forsyth run-in from the outside to the inside and top-cornered shot in the 86th minute. Another evenly contested match in terms of shots, but we just kept barraging in front of the net, as we had double-digit goals, that'd be amazing, double-digit shots on target, and much more possession of the ball. So there really wasn't any way I could have seen us lose that match. A little bit of sideways movement, as our second-to-last match ended in a draw against Arboroath. This was the title-clinching match for us. All we needed was a draw, and we did just that. Andy McKinnon picking up a goal in the 19th minute. Unfortunately, Arboroath stole 2 points away from us in the dying minutes. In the 90th minute, you can see there another evenly contested match throughout that I guess you can say deserved to end in a draw based on how that's played. And then finally, we ended our season on a high note, defeating East Stirlingshire 4-2. I finally gave one of my backup keepers a shot since McCluskey was playing the entire season. I felt that this is the final match. Might as well send in some of the reserves to give them one little bit of fitness on the season in this completely meaningless match. But we did end up coming out victorious with a 4-2 victory. Jordan Garn picking up a brace. Graham Forsyth and Josh Watt also adding to the tally. As, yes, we were even on possession, but East Stirlingshire did seem to have a little better time up front. With the amount of shots they took, they kept it in our half for most of the time. But at the end of the day, the result is all that matters, and 3 points to finish out our season strong. So that's the final 11 results from the season to help push us into League One for next season. Taking a look at the final squad, as you can see, McCall and McNulty are gone. They were loaned, or their loan spell ended from Motherwell just a couple of days ago. I probably should have started the episode then, but they didn't really factor much into goals, mostly assists. So I think they had 4 and 5 assists each. But taking a look at our top goal scorer, of course, it was the newcomer Jordan Garden, 20 goals in 28 appearances for a 7.13 average. Very nice to see him producing as much as possible before the inevitable. I know he's going to get poached away at the end of the season. That's no lie. So I've trying to come up with a contingency plan for once he's gone, but free agency market for strikers doesn't look so hot right now. I'll probably have to wait deeper into the offseason before I can try to pick someone up. Second in tallies, Andy McKinnon with 12 goals in 25 matches. He was the only other person in double digits. Graham Forsyth in 40 matches picked up 9 goals, but he was also the leading assister with 21. He was the only person in double digits too, and boy did he come up big when he was playing. It seemed like if Graham was not on the pitch, more than likely we weren't going to get a goal. And like I said, he played in 40 matches, which is pretty much the majority of the season, if I recall. He had the 36 league matches, and then 41 matches. So Josh Watt would have played in every single match at 41. Graham Forsyth with 40. So yeah, pretty much every time we went out, we were more than likely guaranteed a goal. And he also came up with the highest average rating as well for the team with a 7.22, and that's more than likely because of all the assists the chances that he created for our team. So without him, there would not have been as many goals, and we probably would have been middling around the middle of the table. So I'm glad to have had him for a while, and taking a look at what the lineup is going to be for next season. Stuart Milne is coming back. I extended his loan to the end of next season. He really is a key component for our side. And one other player I'd like to make note of is during this run, we had a pretty bad spell of injuries. David Sinclair would go out, Martin McBride would go out, McCall would go out for a couple weeks, 3 to 4 weeks at a time. And Andy Gaston was actually there during the middle of that. He came in during the youth trial period, and as you can see, he's 15 years old and already looks to be a very solid midfielder. He is a center attacking mid by trade, but I can also drop him back to the center of the park, which is where I played him predominantly, and for the 6 matches I played him in, he did a fairly good job, 6.58 average, but just taking a look at his stats, he looks fairly solid for a 15-year-old. 12 on dribbling, 11 first touch. His finishing needs a little bit of work. Decent mentals, okay speed, that can always be built up in time. Just send him through the under-20 side to help build that up, but he looks like a very solid prospect for the future, much like Stuart Milne was when he was brought in from the youth side as well. So hopefully I get to keep him around as long as possible, but I understand that that's not going to be the case. I assume that's not going to be the case. So, and one last bit, I'm trying to think of what else I can do. Finances wise, the board always keeps injecting money into this club, even though we don't really spend much on wages. It's mostly travel and coaches' expenses, and there's only one coach on the side. So the board just keeps injecting money into the club just so we can have a little bit of a kitty for some reason. I've tried requesting youth facility upgrades, training facility upgrades, more coaches. They'd always turn it down because they said we don't have the funds. Well, I'm sitting on £3.5 million worth of funds. Where do you not see anything? So I don't understand why I can't upgrade or get any new coaches. Maybe if I had a little more money, but I just don't see why they keep turning it down. And taking a look at and try to get a new parent club since Motherwell cut the link earlier in the season, so I probably won't be able to loan in McCall or McNulty, but I can always turn to somewhere else. That's not hard. Alright, I believe that's going to wrap up this episode. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to testing out my craft in League One. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Somebody asked what my training and what my tactics look like. Well, this is what I use. It's the figure 8 formation. Two strikers up front are advanced forward. I tried to keep as much as possible that I can bring in players and they would fit right to it. So I put these two advanced forwards. I think I had it as poacher or target man in the past, and that's not what Jordan Garden and McKinnon are natural at. So I brought it up to advanced forward. It seems like it took. Wingers set for Josh Watt and Graham Forsyth. In the middle, I'd either have a center mid or a box-to-box mid, maybe even a ball-winning mid, but I felt that with who I had, center mid and box-to-box were the two logical choices there. In the back, I have players that can fit both wingback roles and standard fullback, so when I bring them up, wingback is their primary position there. And as far as center defenders, standard center defender, yes, some of them had a limited center back or limited defender, but I want them to play a little more up in case I need a little bit more attacking. I don't want them to just stay back there. In the case of, who's his name? In the case of Gary Kenneth, who doesn't have a lot of speed, yes, a limited defender would be better for him, but just to stick with this and not to change it up all that much, just keep it as center defender since he can be playing that position naturally as well. Attacking mentality, fluid team shape, because with who I have, this almost looks like a modified 4-2-4. So you're going to have your two strikers, your two wingers, your two center mids that like to play up, your wing backs that move up and back as they please. So it is going to be a little bit more of an attacking formation. Taking a look at the team instructions, a little bit more attacking-wise in that front as well. Passing in the space, working into the box. Exploiting the flanks, of course, because I have the wingers. Pushing higher up, being more expressive. Close down more because as soon as we come off the ball, we want to immediately counterattack and go on the offensive. And using tighter marking helps with that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the tactics that I run with this figure 8. Of course, if I have to switch to something else, it's usually going to be the 4-4-1-1, dropping it back, or maybe even 4-4-2, just in case I have two strikers that are fully fit and can go at the ready. Alright, so I guess now that wraps up this season review. I'm looking forward to testing my craft in League One, and hopefully we stay up. Because like I said, if we get relegated now, that's where I end the series. Because I've already stated before, the goal is to gain promotion. If we get relegated at all, at any point, series is over. So wish me luck in League One next season. And as always, If you like what you saw, please give a like to the video, subscribe if you're new. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything I missed, anything else you want to talk about, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.